Yeah, you can create that offspring all you want. Put some counters on them. I really do not care because we're just exhausting Riverchurn. Mill you for 25 cards, I believe. We could have also gone with the Singularity Rupture to destroy both your creatures and mill you for, I think, 12 cards then, but then we still could have exhausted the Riverchurn Monument. So yeah, we had so many ways to win. We were under almost no pressure, so GG. We do gain 1 life for that though. So yeah, we're still going down to 11, so that's fine. Draw a land. So yeah, before we do anything, let's go ahead and hit them with the Singularity Rupture. Clear the board, mill 15 cards, more or less. So he's down to 17. Let's see what's on top. Let's see what's on top. Riverchurn Monument would be really nice. Consult the star charts. I think that'll be able to find it for us. So I think we keep Consult the star charts. That'll be 2 mana. We'll have 8 mana, so we'll be able to look at 8 cards. And then Riverchurn plus the 4. I think we can get him. If we can find a Riverchurn Monument in the top 8, we will have gotten this opponent. Which, honestly, kind of crazy. Authority of the Consuls really helped out quite a bit, slowing his prowess otters down, even though I think they probably come in with Summoning Sickness. I don't think they have haste. It's going to equip that one. That's fine. Create an otter token. We gain life for that. So yeah, consult the star charts. It has to save us right now. So we can look 8 cards deep. We're not paying the kicker cost because we just need 1 card, and it has to be Riverchurn. Hey there, neighbor, and welcome to another MTG Arena Standard video. Today we are looking at an Esper deck, so blue, black, and white, and we are looking at some of the new mill cards from the Edge of Eternities set. The 2 new mill cards we got are Singularity Rupture for 6 mana. You get to destroy all creatures, and then we can choose an opponent to mill half their library rounded down, so that's a really, really good way to just cut their library in half. And then the other card we're looking at is Space-Time Anomaly. Card art for this looks absolutely awesome. It does indeed look like a Space-Time Anomaly. And this one is just 4 mana. Target player mills cards equal to our life total. So hopefully the opponent isn't too aggressive. You know, and we have 20, 19, 18 life or something. And then for 4 mana, mill basically a third of their library. That is pretty good. And then since we are looking to mill the opponent out, we are of course playing more of a control-y build. I think one thing that pairs really nicely with Space-Time Anomaly is Authority of the Consuls. For just 1 mana, this enchantment comes down, and then creatures our opponents play, they enter tapped, so haste on any creatures doesn't matter, and whenever they play a creature, we gain a life, so that can help keep our life total around 20. And if they don't attack with their creatures, but they deploy a few creatures, you know, then our life total goes up to 22, 23, maybe even 24. So then Space-Time Anomaly can hit pretty hard. Another nice combo with Space-Time Anomaly is Beza, the Bounding Spring. For 4 mana, this legendary elemental elk enters the battlefield, and if our life total is less than that of the opponent, we gain 4 life. If they control more creatures than us, and playing Beza counts as 1 creature, so they need at least 2 creatures on the board. But if they control more creatures than us, we get to create 2 1/1 blue fish tokens. And if they have more cards than us, we get to draw a card as well. So Beza, really nice creature for 4 mana. And then one other creature we're playing is the Mind Skinner for 3 blue mana. So this might be a little bit hard to work in because he needs the 3 pips of blue. But the Mind Skinner, he has 10 power, 1 toughness. And the nice thing about him is he can't be blocked, and then whenever he deals combat damage to a player, they don't take any damage, but we mill cards equal to the damage that we dealt to them. So we would be dealing 10 damage. They don't take 10 damage, but they mill 10 cards then. So Mind Skinner, I played him in a fling deck that was a lot of fun, like a mill fling deck, and I actually really enjoyed this creature, so that's why I slotted him in as well. And I mean, if the opponent doesn't have too many kill spells, then the Mind Skinner can be pretty nice. Opponents do have to answer him because, you know, if he just attacks twice, that's 20 cards milled right there. Speaking of some more millage, we have the Riverchurn Monument for 2 mana. This artifact can come down, and then we can target a player and have them mill 2 cards. But then we can also exhaust the Riverchurn Monument for 4 mana, and then the target opponent will mill cards equal to the number of cards in their graveyard. So if we hit them for a Singularity Rupture, they mill half their library, so, you know, maybe 25 cards, 23 cards, something like that. Then usually the Riverchurn Monument, that is enough to just exhaust the Riverchurn Monument and completely mill them out. So yeah, those are kind of our mill cards. We looked at Beza, Riverchurn Monument, and Authority of the Consuls. Since we are playing a control build, of course, we need to keep the board clean. So we're playing Get Lost, such a good removal card. It can destroy an enchantment, creature, or planeswalker. We are playing Shoot the Sheriff. It's essentially the new Go for the Throat for 2 mana at instant speed. We get to destroy target non-outlaw creature. And then I am playing just 2 copies of Day of Judgment. You could go 4 copies of Day of Judgment, but I want to try out Beyond the Quiet, also a new card from the Edge of Eternities set for 5 mana. Exile all creatures and spacecrafts. I don't think people are playing too many spacecrafts, but this is essentially the new Sunfall. Sunfall just rotated, and I was really happy that it left. I know a lot of other people were also happy that it left Standard, but we basically got it back. It isn't as good as Sunfall because we don't get the incubator token, but we're not trying to damage the opponent down. I guess Beza could, in theory, damage the opponent down, but that's really not how we're winning. We're trying to mill the opponent out. So just keeping the board clean is the game plan. So Beyond the Quiet card art also looks really phenomenal with this one as well. And then the rest is just some stock up. You could go 4 copies of stock up, but I want to try out Consult the Star Charts, and also new card from Edge of Eternities, and this is a really, really good card as well. I don't know if it's better than stock up. I think it depends on the situation. Stock up is 3 mana at sorcery speed. Look at the top 5. So you're guaranteed to always look at the top 5, and then you get to put 2 of those cards in your hand, whereas Consult the Star Charts for 2 mana at instant speed, you can look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of lands you control, and then put 1 of those cards in your hand. But you can also pay the kicker mana, so for 2 additional mana, so you'll be spending 4 mana total. Then you can put 2 of those cards in your hand instead. So yeah, I think this is a really good card. Stock Up is, of course, an amazing card. And then finally, 3 steps ahead. It's our only counterspell in the deck. So we are playing 4 copies of it. But if we can work our way up to 5 mana, then it can be a counterspell plus a draw 2 for us as well, which is really, really nice. And then since we are playing Esper, that is 3 colors. The land, as you guys can see, it just looks like an absolute mess, but I've played a few games, and so far the deck has been working really well for me. So that's enough rambling on my end. Let's just jump into some games and mill some opponents out. All right, guys, opponent goes first. 2 lands is really, really risky, so I think, unfortunately, we have to mulligan this one. All right, this one is well, is it better? I don't think so, but I don't want to take a double mulligan, so we'll get rid of 1 Jidoor. Go ahead and surveil. I will take an Authority of the Consuls. I won't say no to that. Can get another surveil next turn. So yeah, we'll get... Oh, I wanted to go with the surveil, but that's fine. Authority of the Consuls. Slow the opponent down. Do they have any burn spells? It's another Izzet deck. We just played against one. What does this say? Put a +1 on that creature. That's fine, because we got the space-time anomaly. Ooh. Or sorry, I meant the Singularity Rupture, but we drew the space-time anomaly, so... Day of Judgment. I guess we keep it. Opponent might just launch a ton of spells right now and pump this creature up, so I don't know how good space-time anomaly will actually be. Witch's Cauldron. It's going for an infinite combo, maybe? Storm Chaser's Talent, that you hate to see. I was going to say we need to draw an untapped land next turn, but we already knew it was... We already knew it was Day of Judgment, so we'll just keep this up as a counterspell. And then, yeah, we will have to clear the board. Taking 5 damage this turn, probably a bunch more because these both essentially have prowess. Oh, he's just going to level that one up to return a card to his hand. That's fine. And yeah, we are countering that. Well, you know what? I think I'm actually just going to draw 2 cards with 3 steps ahead. Yeah. Taking 7 damage right now. That does feel really bad. So we're going down to 11. Come on, we haven't even started any milling yet. This opponent has drawn quite a few cards though, but yeah, we're just going to draw 2 cards. And we have to discard 1 card. I guess we can get rid of Shoot the Sheriff. I think that's the one we get rid of because we really need to keep the land. And yeah, before we do anything, we will just clear the board with Day of Judgment. Play the Verge. And then next turn we will have 6 mana, so we'll be able to Singularity Rupture. This is a Planeswalker. Create a Otter token with Prowess. Draw 3 cards, then you get an emblem. All right, I'm not too scared of the Otter yet. I might honestly just go with the Space-Time Anomaly right now. We'll only have 2... Yeah, I think we go with Space-Time Anomaly right now because we'll just be taking too much damage. So mill 12 cards right there. But yeah, what is he looking to get? Oh, I guess a Vivi, of course, right? He's going to level this one up all the way. Yikes, he does. He spends all his mana to do that, though. I'm fine with that because we are just going to clear the board next turn. We're gaining 1 life for that, losing 2.
We can shift the current.
So we're down to 11. And we will be milling 15 cards from the opponent. Plays a Storm Chaser's Talent.
I am confident this will.
Oh, and that one can add mana, yeah, because it has Vivi's ability. We do gain 1 life for that, though. So yeah, we're still going down to 11, so that's fine. Draw a land. So yeah, before we do anything, let's go ahead and hit them with the Singularity Rupture. Clear the board, mill 15 cards, more or less. So he's down to 17. Let's see what's on top. Let's see what's on top. Riverchurn Monument would be really nice. Consult the star charts. I think that'll be able to find it for us. So I think we keep Consult the star charts. That'll be 2 mana. We'll have 8 mana, so we'll be able to look at 8 cards. And then Riverchurn plus the 4. I think we can get him. If we can find a Riverchurn Monument in the top 8, we will have gotten this opponent. Which, honestly, kind of crazy. Authority of the Consuls really helped out quite a bit, slowing his prowess. Otters down, even though I think they probably come in with Summoning Sickness. I don't think they have haste. It's going to equip that one. That's fine. Create an Otter token. We gain life for that. So yeah, consult the star charts. It has to save us right now. So we can look 8 cards deep. We're not paying the kicker cost because we just need 1 card, and it has to be Riverchurn. Yes. So look, Riverchurn for 2 mana, and then we still have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana left over. That is enough to pay for the exhaust cost. Ladies and gentlemen, this is win number 4 in a row. We are absolutely cruising right now. We went second against a pretty aggressive deck. Had to take a mulligan as well. Our hand really wasn't the best. Wow, this was a feels good victory right there. Yeah, GG, buddy. And are you playing any new cards? New card, check. He's also playing Consult the Star Chart, so he's got 1 new card. Final Fantasy card. Yeah, pretty cool deck from the opponent. I haven't really seen this guy too much, Ral. So, yeah, you know, hats off to the opponent. Playing a pretty cool deck. This Soul Cauldron with the Vivi, though, kind of annoying. But, yeah, GG. Get him out of here. All right, guys, we get to go first, and I do like this hand a lot. We might even be able to keep Jidoor and actually just have the opponent mill half their library rounded down. So we'll go ahead and get Godless Shrine on turn 1. And then we can go for a stock up on turn 3. Opponent is the sacrifice deck, so they might be a little bit aggressive, but that's where Beza can help us gain some life. And this guy for sure has a 2-mana creature, maybe 2 1-drops that he plays out, and that does look like that is what it is. So here, Beyond the Quiet would be a really good card to find. I think we definitely have to go for a stock up, and we just have to look for our removal card. We don't find it, so I guess we take a Watery Grave and I guess another stock up. So we can flash in Watery Grave next turn, play out Beza, and then we'll gain 4 life, and we'll create some fish tokens that can help us block. That will help us stabilize. Opponent plays no creature there, which is really nice. They might be holding on to Sephiroth, and they played that land tapped, which is a little bit surprising. Maybe they have a kill spell, but that's fine because Beza is already on the stack, so we still gain 4 life, and we create 2 fish tokens that we can definitely use to block. And then I think this turn, we're not under a huge amount of pressure, so we will go with the Meticulous Archive. Do we take Space-Time Anomaly? We're at 17 life. Yeah, I think we actually take it because it could be how we actually win. So we could go for a stock up, but we could also keep 3 steps ahead as a counter spell. I think we'll do that. So we'll go ahead and say no attacks, end the turn. We'll use both our fish to block the Infestation Sage this turn, and we'll counter anything that they play. Next turn, we'll have 6 mana, so we can go for Singularity Rupture. And maybe I'll actually block the Enduring Innocence. He chooses not to attack with him, which is actually really nice, so that's a pass from us. And we will definitely block those, just try and keep our life total as high as possible. Creates those insect tokens, but that's fine because they will all be removed next turn. Of course, Enduring Innocence does come back as an enchantment, but that's fine. Actually having them draw cards is kind of what I want to do. An opponent didn't actually play anything, which is kind of crazy, so I could have used my 3 steps ahead to draw 2 cards, but like I said, we are just going with Singularity Rupture. Yeah, we'll go with Singularity Rupture, and then have the opponent mill half their library, basically 50 cards, so he's losing 25 cards, 24 cards, maybe 23. It's half the library rounded down, so yeah, I think 23. Cards. Is he playing Raise the Past? Well, he might have it in his hand. That would be absolutely terrible for us. No, he just gets lost his own creature because he doesn't want to draw any cards. That you absolutely love to see. And then since he actually didn't play any creatures, I don't know why not, we were going to go with Jidoor. Target opponent mills half their library because they're at 23, so Space-Time Anomaly wouldn't quite be enough to get it done, so Jidoor could have them mill half their library. 23, half of that, 12 cards, and then the Space-Time Anomaly could mill them for the other 17, so GG. All right, guys, opponent goes first. Yeah, I'll risk it, actually. This is a risky keep, but I will keep it. See blue from the opponent, so they might be a bit slower, which is nice. They might be a mill deck themselves. I think we just get a Flood Verge down then as well. If we could save Jidoor, that would be really nice. Scryland for us. Do we keep another Jidoor? I guess we can. I'm not going to say no to hitting our land drops. Yeah, so Shoot the Sheriff and Day of Judgment. Maybe not the best creatures. Okay, but he's a fairy deck, so that's fine. So we will actually get down a Jidoor. Oh, and we don't have any black, actually. Draw a card, then discard a card. Put a counter on that creature. And then we will get the Riverchurn Monument down. Let's see if he counters that. Oh, he's just going to return it to our hand? I'm fine with that. I will get it down. I will get it down. We're just going to be taking 2 or 3 damage, so that's fine. Oh, and the opponent's actually all tapped out. Discard 1 card. I think we can get rid of Shoot the Sheriff then. Could also get rid of Beza. Nah, Beza's going to help us draw life. We will get rid of Shoot the Sheriff. And then next turn, we will go with a... I guess we'll go with the Day of Judgment. Just clear the board. We will go with a Day of Judgment. Another Riverchurn Monument, also really nice. But yeah, I think... Oh, no, I didn't mean to play Beza. I thought I was hovering over Day of Judgment. That's my bad. Ooh. Well, now we just need to hope he's not holding on to a ton of counter spells. Oh. Dude, Beza and Day of Judgment look kind of similar. He has 4 cards in graveyard. Ooh, down to 13. And yeah, this guy probably just holds on to a bunch of counter spells. We're going to try and draw one out of his hand. So we will play this one, pay 2 life. We will play another Riverchurn Monument. And I hope he counters this. Opponent is thinking about it. He has a counter spell for sure. That I guarantee you guys. Yeah, there it is. 3 steps ahead. So I'm fine with that because we're going to clear the board right now. He does get to draw 2. He does have to discard a card, which does help the Riverchurn Monument, of course. So yeah, we attack with everyone. And we can go with Day of Judgment. He has no creatures on the board. 10 cards in his graveyard. Oh, instants and sorceries cost 1 less. That you actually don't really like to see. So let's just go for a... No, let's cancel that. Let's play the Gloom Verge. 2, 4... We only have 5 mana. Again, I think he has another counter spell, so we are just going to kick this one. And we will take a 3 steps ahead of our own. And I guess a Mind Skinner is a creature. Could actually get that one down. But we could also use 3 steps ahead for a counter spell next turn. I think that's what we'll do. I think that is what the plan will be. Mill 4 cards. Okay, that I'm really happy to see. 14 cards. 35 cards in library. So that creature is getting countered next turn, that's for sure. He's going to spend 4 mana to do it. He has no blue mana available, so that I'm really happy about. That I'm really happy about. Yeah, okay, yeah, so for sure we're going with Singularity Rupture. I don't care if your instants and sorceries cost 1 less. Go ahead and exile that creature, and then go ahead and mill 17 cards. And then, yeah, next turn we got him with the Riverchurn Monument, so GG. Yeah, I had fun. All right, guys, we got opponent going first, but Riverchurn Monument, Shoot the Sheriff. Oh, we see another blue. Why is it whenever I play like a... kind of more control-y deck, the opponent is also playing a control-y deck as well. Let's hope they don't have a counter spell. No? Okay, so Riverchurn Monument has hit the battlefield. This guy's gonna think twice. A Noble Warrior. Okay, that's unfortunate. We will get down Shadowy Backstreets. I think that will turn both of those on. Stock Up is a really nice draw, and we will get down the Riverchurn. We will have 4 mana next turn. Could go for a 3 mana Stock Up. Could also wipe the board, depending on what the opponent is doing. Do they play a creature? Yeah, an Otter. So they're a Spell Slinger deck. He's going to bounce that one. I'm fine with that. We'll just wipe the board now. We will just wipe the board. Yeah, we're doing it. We are doing it. We're up to 4 mana. 6 mana, of course, you know, gets rid of half of their library. And if you're going to be drawing extra cards, I am super happy about that. We see no creature there. So I guess we get down the Riverchurn Monument. We have no land for next turn, so let's actually go for a stock up. And we'll take Space-Time Anomaly and the Verge. Yeah, we'll do that. And then we will get down Riverchurn. Next turn, we'll actually mill them for 17. Maybe he has quite a few burn spells, actually. No, he's digging. He's digging for an answer, but that's just helping me, buddy. 2 mana to work with. Ooh, and it's that one as well. Okay, yeah, so we're going to mill them for a fat 17 cards. So yeah, here comes the Space-Time Anomaly. Mill them for 17. And then we have no mana left over for any of our spells. I wish we had 1 mana left over because then we would have a counter spell available, but that's fine because we'll go ahead and mill them for 2. They draw a card, so they're 26. We're going to mill them for 2, so they'll be down to 24. Oh, drawing a card, that's really not what you want to be doing, buddy. Yeah, I think we got him. Because we're going to mill 2 cards right now. Yeah, look, we got him. So we can mill 2 cards with this one, so he will be down to 25 cards in his graveyard. And then, yeah, we'll just exhaust the Riverchurn Monument. Yeah, you can create that offspring all you want. Put some counters on them. I really do not care because we're just exhausting Riverchurn. Mill you for 25 cards, I believe. We could have also gone with the Singularity Rupture to destroy both your creatures and mill you for, I think, 12 cards then. But then we still could have exhausted the Riverchurn Monument. So yeah, we had so many ways to win. We were under almost no pressure, so GG. Was this guy playing any new cards? Let's check. New card, check. Doesn't look like it. New set just released. And not a single new card in your deck. For shame. Nah, I'm kidding. GG. Alright, guys, we get to go first. We have Mindscanner, Riverchurn Monument, and Authority of the Consuls, so we'll definitely keep this. Can even get the Mindscanner down because we'll have 3 blue, which is really, really nice. Opponent could be Angels. I don't think we need another Authority of the Consuls. I'm not even sure we'll actually play it next turn. We'll see what the opponent's playing. If it is a super aggressive deck, we will get down the Authority. If it's not, I think we will get the Riverchurn Monument down. We see black. It's our turn. Opponent puts a stop on our upkeep right here. I'm not sure why. This guy thinks it's like the World Magic Cup Finals. Come on, guy. I think we will get down a Watery Grave. Sorry, an island. We'll get down an island and we'll get the Riverchurn down. I'm not sure this opponent's here. I really don't know what he's doing. Alright, this guy is playing... if he just burns his timer each turn, it's not. It's a Deep Cavern Bat. That's fine. Can shoot the Sheriff with it. Could get out the Mindscanner next turn. I have a feeling it will just eat a removal spell, though. And he does take Shoot the Sheriff. So, I mean... let's try it. We'll get down the Mindscanner. I mean, if we can just attack once or twice with him. Yes, nice. I mean, he's gaining life. I really don't care about the life gain. So, let's go ahead and surveil. Let's see what's on top. I don't think we need another land. We need to find something better than that. And now we can punch the opponent for 10. So that's really going to help our Riverchurn Monument. Milled a ton of lands right there. And for sure, we're keeping up 3 steps ahead. He has a deadly cover-up. When this creature enters, target opponent discards a card. Whenever one or more players discards a card, I think, unfortunately, we have to counter that. That's 4 toughness right there. Yeah, because we are under a decent amount of pressure right now, so we are going to counter that spell. That spell's getting countered, that's for sure. Opponent is all tapped out. Let's go ahead and surveil again, see what's on top. Space-time Anomaly. We're going down to 10 next turn. No, we're going down to 9, so we'll mill 9 cards. I think we can do better than a Space-time Anomaly. We will get down a Authority of the Consuls, and then we will go ahead and mill the opponent for another 10. So yeah, we actually have the opponent next turn, because next turn we can mill it, well, if he doesn't remove this creature. But yeah, he's down to 29. We get an auto mill of 2, so he's down to 27. Yeah, we got the opponent. We gain 1 life for that. Yeah, so here we see it was the Mind Skinner that actually carried us. So we will go ahead, mill 2 cards right there. Space-time Rupture also, or Singularity Rupture also really nice. So smack the opponent for 10. And then, I mean, we could shock in Godless Shrine, exile, destroy all creatures, and then they would have to mill 9 cards. But yeah, let's just do it with the Riverchurn Monument. So Riverchurn Monument and the Mind Skinner combo coming in massively clutch right there. That one can enter tapped and mill the opponent out. GG. All right, guys, opponent goes first. I will try this hand. Opponent is just ripping mulligan after mulligan, so they might be a combo deck. Yeah, Space-time Anomaly, I don't know how good it is. Right now, at least. I think it would be better in a more dedicated life gain deck. I will keep a Jidoor. Opponent with a bunch of pain lands. We'll get down Watery Grave. That can come in tapped, which is nice. And then next turn we will have a juicy 3 steps ahead available. Oh, is this guy going to try and... Yeah, he's doing some graveyard stuff. That's pretty annoying. I think we do have to keep 3 steps ahead available. I don't know if he's trying to do any reanimation stuff. And I don't know if we want to mill him, actually. I think that just helps him out. So let's just hold for now. I'll keep up 3 steps ahead. Exile any number. Instants or sorceries? That is a sorcery. We might have to blow this up next turn, because I really don't know what this opponent's doing. He's just milling himself out. You may cast any number of the copies. I don't know what he's trying to get with the Screaming Emergence. Return a non-land permanent from your graveyard to the battlefield. So is he just trying to return that one? I'm not 100% sure. All right, well, we are going to blow this one up. You don't need that card, buddy. And yeah, we'll just keep up 3 steps ahead. It's a counter spell and draw 2 right now. We're playing against Nanashi no Nanashi. That is a interesting name. Pass. It's our turn. I think we are just going to draw 2 cards right now. We'll discard a Shoot the Sheriff, because this guy is definitely not playing anything like that. And I think, well, we don't just win. Never mind. Well, yeah, we do win next turn. We'll have this one entered tapped, and then we will go with Space-time Anomaly. I guess he's trying to get back Lumra. But yeah, we just got him with the Riverchurn Monument next turn. He only has 11 cards in his deck. So consult the star charts. I mean, if he does have well, we haven't seen any counter spells, and he has 11 cards left, so I don't think this guy is playing any counter spells. So Riverchurn Monument again wins it for us, and honestly, it is with the Riverchurn Monument that we get quite a few of our wins that way. So yeah, GG. I think this guy probably trying to win with Lumra, equal to the number of lands you control. So, and then you can return all lands from your graveyard to the battlefield. So that is why he's playing so many of these ping lands. So he's just going to return like 10 or so of those ping lands, deal like 10 damage to us, plus the ones he's already played. So that was his idea. Him milling himself out helped us out quite a bit. And there we did see that the space-time anomaly was able to mill a decent amount. I think we milled for either 17 or 18, which was quite a bit. And then, yeah, the Riverchurn Monument again just coming in so clutch. All right, guys, we get to go first, and we will actually have the Mind Skinner on turn 3, so let's go for it. I think we'll actually Surveil on turn 1, and then Jidoor on turn 2, unless we can find another blue source, and then the Watery Grave on turn 3 into the Mind Skinner. Don't have any white mana for Space-Time Anomaly, but I'm sure we'll find it along the way. All right, and the opponent is here. So yeah, we get to Surveil on turn 1. I will take a 4th land drop. Opponent, we've already played against this type of deck. Now I guess the question is, Island. I guess we can get the Watery Grave down on turn 2 now. That can come in untapped. Ooh, that is a really good one. You can just sacrifice as many creatures as you want. So if he does find Sephiroth, we might be in a little bit of trouble. But yeah, we're going with the Mind Skinner. And I guess we'll go with Space-Time Anomaly next turn. He's going to sacrifice the Infestation Sage. He could also be playing Raise the Past, so milling this type of deck, a little bit risky. And we're taking 4 damage this turn, so we're down to 15. Oh, and he does have Sephiroth, so we really need to find our removal spell. We really need to find our removal spell. That can help us look for it. I think I am just going to go with Space-Time Anomaly right now, just to mill them for 15. We're not going to ever have any more life than this right now. So 15 plus a big smack for 10. So we milled them for 25 that turn. Will it be enough? Opponent is down to 24. It's the Blood Witch. I don't see any Raise the Past in here. Bartolome can also just sacrifice. I think the opponent gets us. A little bit unfortunate. Wow, he sacks Bartolome. Pings us for 1, for 2 actually. Ooh. Taking 6 damage. We're down to 7. Riverchurn Monument, is that enough? If we can untap with it next turn. Yeah, I think if we can untap with it next turn, I think we'll win. Could also go for a Consult the Star Charts. Not that it'll really help us. So we are keeping Mind Skinner back to block right now. No, cancel. Yeah, because we'd mill him just down to 12. So no attacks. End the turn. So we're taking 4 damage. But he can just, yeah, sacrifice all of these creatures and just drain us. We got so close. Well, that's 1 sack. Lose 2 life. But he can just bring this miner back now. Yeah, opponent got us. That's a little bit unfortunate. Opponent is down to 20. We're down to 5. We're losing 2 more life right now, and then this dude can just sacrifice his remaining creatures. Oh, we got so close. But yeah, this guy just sacrifices these 3 creatures. Man, this Forsaken Miner, that actually got us. It's kind of wild. Yeah, this card, this Umbral Caller Zealot is just so good in this sacrifice deck. And he is playing a Raise the Past. Yeah, he can just keep... Well, he can't pay the black, so... Yeah, he just barely got... Can this guy... It has to be another creature. Yeah, he barely got us with 1 creature extra left over. Wow, that was a close game. Hey there, neighbor, and welcome to the post-game wrap where we looked at 2 of the new mill cards from the Edge of Eternities set. The Singularity Rupture for 6 mana. You get to destroy all creatures, which is nice because it's like a board wipe, and then you mill half of the opponent's library, rounded down. So you can usually mill, you know, anywhere from like 20 to 25 cards. If the opponent isn't drawing a ton of cards themselves, or if they're trying to mill themselves out, so that's quite nice. And then Space-Time Anomaly. I think we played this one a few times as well, and I do think there's quite a few aggressive decks in Standard right now, and it's not your typical just mono-red aggro, but like the Chocobo Landfall deck is pretty popular, the Sephiroth Sacrifice deck is pretty popular, Simulacrum Synthesizer is pretty popular right now. There's another one where they create like all these lander tokens, which is pretty crazy, and they can deal quite a bit of damage that way. So honestly, even by turn 4, even though it's not, you know, mono-red aggro that just finishes you on turn 4, I have found that quite often my life total isn't that high anymore. It's usually anywhere from like 10 to, you know, 13, 15, and milling 15 cards is nice. Milling 10 cards for 4 mana, that does feel a little bit on the lower end of millage, but this one can also help you close out games. I think we maybe did see one game where we milled half the opponent's library with a Singularity Rupture, and I don't know if we had done damage with Mind Skinner, but we finished them out with Space-Time Anomaly. That's where it's nice, where it's not half their library or anything like that, because if they just have 10 cards remaining and you have 13 life, that will just finish them right then and there. But like I said, there are quite a few aggressive decks out there, so yeah, 4 mana, milling for just 10 or 12, that's not the best, and that's where I think the Mind Skinner can be a little bit nicer if he does stick on the battlefield, because if you're able to attack just twice with this guy, that's 20 cards milled right there, which is a lot for just 3 mana. So Mind Skinner, huge player in the deck, and I have a pretty nice bonus game where I think he basically put in all the work himself as well, so stay tuned for that. And then what else do we have? Yeah, the Riverchurn Monument. This is such a good card. 2 mana, this artifact comes down, and then for 1 mana, you can tap it and have the opponent mill 2 cards, and then you can exhaust it for 4 mana, and then they will mill cards equal to the number of cards in their graveyard. So I think in one game we saw, we had, I think, 30 cards in their graveyard or something, and we just had to find our Riverchurn Monument. I think we had 8 mana, and we were able to find it thanks to the other new card from Edge of Eternities, Consult the Star Charts. Such a good card for 2 mana. We were able to look 8 cards deep, which is pretty crazy, and then we found the Riverchurn Monument, so we had 6 mana left over. We played it for 2 mana, and then we could exhaust it right away, which is really nice. So Riverchurn Monument, really nice card, and Consult the Star Charts, really good card as well from the Edge of Eternities set. I think this... if you were to craft anything from this deck, it probably would be Consult the Star Charts, probably along with Stock Up. Stock Up is a uncommon or common rarity, so that's nice and cheap. Consult the Star Charts is rare, but it's just such a good card. I can see this card fitting in so many different decks as well. It doesn't just have to be this mill deck. So yeah, this also really good card. And then one thing I will say, since I did find the meta right now being a little bit more aggressive, I think maybe you want to go up a few more copies of Day of Judgment, which is actually what I did. So I took out Beyond the Quiet, the 5 mana, exile everything, just because I think it's a little bit more important to, on turn 4, be able to have your board wipe. So we took out that one, Beyond the Quiet, and I included a few more copies of Day of Judgment and I think 1 more copy of Get Lost, just because there are quite a few creatures that you just have to answer kind of right away. So yeah, you do want a little bit more removal. And then another card I could see you adding into this deck as well is Rest in Peace. Let's just go ahead and find it just because. Here it is, Rest in Peace. I'll put it over here. There are a few, kind of cheesy graveyard decks out there where they try and get like a Galta or an Arvin, just some really, really big, powerful creature, Valgavoth, into the graveyard, and then they reanimate it on turn 4. And yeah, if you don't have a board wipe, it can be hard to deal with. Also, even just the Sephiroth Sacrifice deck, Rest in Peace shuts that deck down completely. I think in the one game, I'll include it, we did lose it just barely, just because they had so many Sacrifice triggers popping off, and that is a really, really popular deck right now, so Rest in Peace completely shuts that deck down as well. Only reason why I didn't include it in my build, which, going forward, I think I would include it, maybe just 1 or 2 copies, is because it does then completely turn off your Riverchurn Monument, because again, to exhaust this one, you mill cards equal to the cards in the opponent's graveyard. Rest in Peace says that the opponent has no graveyard, everything just goes into exile. So Rest in Peace does shut down Riverchurn Monument, but like I said, at the same time, if you are playing against a cheesy Reanimator deck, then maybe you do want Rest in Peace. So I could see you going up 1 or 2 copies of Rest in Peace. I'll include it in the sideboard, so when I post the deck, which will be in the description of the video, you guys can copy paste this. Do pay attention, because Rest in Peace will be in the sideboard, and it's just for you guys to know, like, hey, if you are running into a lot of graveyard reanimation decks, and there are quite a few running around right now, you might want to include Rest in Peace. But other than that, the deck was a lot of fun. Singularity Rupture, really, really nice card. Space-Time Anomaly, pretty good card as well. I think it would fit even better in like a dedicated life gain deck, just where you are always around 20. Maybe if you're gaining a ton of life and the opponent isn't putting a ton of pressure on you, maybe you're at 25, 27 life, then 4 mana milling 20 cards or 25 cards, 27 cards, that would be really, really nice then. So we might have to revisit Space-Time Anomaly. But for now in this deck, it worked quite well, and I had a lot of fun. It is, kind of nasty milling people out. People don't always enjoy it, but it is quite a bit of fun. So I've been rambling long enough. If you guys made it this far into the video, please leave a thumbs up and a comment down below. What cards would you like to see from the Edge of Eternities set? Are you guys enjoying the new set? I've actually really been enjoying it. I think Wizards of the Coast did a great job with the set. And yeah, I'm just going to end it like I always end it. I love you guys. Peace out. Bonus game.